Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid again here with Maryland,
Howdy, guys.
and we're back with the tournament finals. It's turn 5, and we started off on turn 2. So we've done turn 2 where we talked about the nations. We've done turn 3 and 4, and turn 5 we're still very much in initial expansion. We have a plethora of messages from Pangaea, so we'll read those, and then we'll start with Pangaea.
Looks like a lot of action this turn.
Yeah, and Pangaea is Sai. For the record, he is who my money is on.
Yeah, well, skill-wise, yeah.
Yeah, we set up the betting on my channel today, but
I'm quite embarrassed. Not embarrassed, but I mean, Sai taught me some things that were a little embarrassing because I should have known the things he taught me. So that's impressive. But he's not new to this. I thought he was new, and he's not.
Oh no, he's one of the OG YouTubers for Dominions.
Yeah, but he's quiet.
Yeah.
So you don't notice. Some people talk so much that you can't possibly not know their skill level.
Yeah, Sai is he seems pretty friendly, but he also will play very aggressively at times. So he's
well, online he's very friendly.
Yeah.
In game, he's cutthroat.
Yeah, but I think he makes a good ally too. But I don't think he's one of the attack everybody sort of things. But
no, absolutely not.
All right. Which apparently, by the way, is a thing. I'm in some games where apparently some people think that they're greedy, quote unquote. So it's better to just attack your neighbors if they don't have troops there guarding it because it's free land.
I'm quite aware of that. I've met them. They annoy the shit out of me. I try not to use bad words when we're broadcasting, but that is not a style of play I enjoy to play against.
Well, it's also a good way to get yourself eliminated from a game. Nobody wants to have you as a neighbor, and they'll all just kill you.
Yeah, I've never seen any of those people win. Yeah. I guess they may, but they sure as hell don't when I play them, because then I go kill them.
Yeah. Okay, message from Pangaea. I was going to lose my first expansion party to the heavy cav on 253, but then Kobold Lord, who's his backup, convinced me that was dumb and that I shouldn't do that. So I went and didn't do that. I am going to lose my expansion party to the heavy infantry in that one big mountain province because it's not a Pangaea game. If you don't try to eke out the absolute most from expansion, then still get squeezed in by your neighbors.
Okay, he's got a good sense of humor. That's a hilarious piece of writing. It's the grammar's horrific, but that's very funny.
Yeah. Now, so for those of you who don't know, Sai is we were talking about it a second ago, but he's one of the OG YouTubers. He hasn't really put up many videos in 5, but Dominion 4 and 3 he put up videos.
What do you mean by OG?
Oh, like original gangster.
Oh yeah, he, me, yeah. But what was his nick back then? Because I don't recognize his nick now from then.
Well, he had the same name. He had some really good series. He had a good series on Lemuria back when they were fun and kind of balanced back in 3 and 4.
Oh, okay.
He had a cool Let's Play with Late Age Agartha. I think he might have had one with Micklin or something. I can't remember.
I'm probably just having an Alzheimer's moment.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you might not have seen him. You might not have been in a game with him and then never just noticed his YouTube. So.
Well, yeah, like when I started YouTubing, there was almost nobody else doing it. So.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Naba bordering Ashdod, especially a rainbow Ashdod, which will surely have poison and lightning resist, is a ridiculously one-sided matchup, and Ashdod should utterly stomp them. I, of course, want to fight a war in which the dude I'm fighting gets utterly stomped. So I'm going to try to get Ashdod to kill Naba for me, so I can get that rich farmland in one of those plains. But since I'm not really a diplomancer, and Ashdod still needs to clear most of his cap circle, that probably won't happen either.
He's full of it. He's an excellent diplomancer.
Yeah, if he's planning this just to get that farmland.
And then he says, I'm not really a diplomancer, Paul. Yeah, that's pretty funny. The
Might not even
self-deprecating
be my
humor
first
in
board
this
out.
is really good.
As if anybody would rush Pangaea being played by Sai.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
interesting too, because he's near the ocean, and people don't really want to attack if they can the ocean people, because then Pelagia might get involved.
Mhm.
But in some ways, it's kind of good. I remember that this game was tryhard and corrected my turn to not suicide the 3 white centaur. I can consolidate the XP expansion parties, send the spare Hierophant to make a lab on the temple in that forest. So he's giving us a lot of details.
Oh God.
I had this mastermind plan to get Agartha and Ashdod to help me fight Naba, and then sick Ohm on Agartha, while Agartha's armies are out of position. Agartha then has to return home, meaning he doesn't get much out of fighting Naba, but still has his armies out of position so that Ohm can win that war. I then get all the middle territory between Naba and Agartha, and generously give Agartha's cap to Ohm before swinging around and fighting Miklin.
Oh
Also
my
with
God. Oh my God. This reads like a Montgomery plan from World War II, where it's so fucking detailed. Everything will go wrong because there's too much to it.
Yeah, it's what it. God, I can't remember the name of those machines where there's like 1,000 things all connected.
Rube Goldberg
Yeah,
machines.
Rube
Yeah,
Goldberg.
this is a diplomatic Rube Goldberg machine. Any little glitch will. Anyways, I think he's just enjoying writing this
Yeah,
because the
but
reality is going to
even if it doesn't work, just thinking. I think there's what's like a Winston Churchill saying or something that
those who fail to plan, you know.
I can't remember who said it,
But
but there's
it's the
something
one
to the
about
effect of
you
like your
make a
plans are
plan,
always wrong, but
but
planning
if you
is the most
don't
important
plan
thing you can do.
exactly,
It's
if
like
you
you're
don't
always
plan,
replanning.
yeah. Oh,
But these are the kind of ways where you diplomats your way to
those who
having
fail to plan have planned to fail.
Yeah. But, he can just change it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so end result would be me getting more out of those wars than anyone else while being in an alliance with the 2 other strongest early game nations and having both of them keep their goodwill towards me, since in both circumstances they'll have gotten the better end of the bargain, except that I'm getting 2 such bargains, so to speak. Therefore, I wind up with more territory overall. Yeah, okay. And then the Rube Goldberg admission. But early game is fluid and diplomacy is hard.
Yeah.
So these are more just random speculations.
No, that is a diplomancer justifying his shenanigans. I bet
Right.
the messages are flying right, left, and center. That's excellent. That was very fun. I really enjoyed that.
Sai really does have an excellent YouTube channel. And, Dominions has changed a lot so that you can't really copy the builds exactly. But a lot of the play style and tactics you can still copy. And going back and watching some of his videos for people watching this, I'd highly recommend it.
Well, I've got old videos that, like, people still love my Micklin series from Dominions 4.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still validity to stuff in that series.
Yeah.
A lot of it's not quite there, but I was a better scripter then than I am now. My scripting's getting a lot better this year. I've really worked very hard to get much more accurate.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Sai is an excellent scripter. I've seen
You can see how these
that.
guys run in. They all make. I think they did it both armies. They made perfect contact at the same time.
Exactly. That's excellent. Top notch stuff.
Let's make sure that's exactly what happened here, because I don't even think I really noticed.
This one he does a different script entirely. He's baiting the archers. It's a very valid script, but it's totally different. The 2 scripts have a different intent. This one was, soak the archers with your satyrs. That one was have everybody hit at once. So he's very carefully adjusted his scripts to what he's fighting.
So this one, he just had these guys up in the front on hold and attack, and the satyrs in the back.
Right.
So by the time they got up here, these guys would meet at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The satyrs, though, are not really excellent at tanking arrow fire. In some ways, the centaur are better.
No,
they have shields at least.
but you can't afford to lose centaurs.
Yeah.
The cap only, they're expensive and you need them,
Yeah.
but you can pump satyrs out all over the bloody place. They're foreign recruit too, I believe.
Yeah.
So you can get them in every province.
Or yeah, I think they're forest recruit, not quite foreign, but yeah.
Yeah, close enough though.
So Nabat has gotten this from him, and this is one of those things. If you control a province this valuable, first of all, you want to.
That one's crazy. But they
And this,
don't know. Only Naba knows it's as good as we see, right?
well, Sai's going to know it's really good because it is a large, which you can see from the houses.
Mm,
It's a farmland with no tainted. It's not like a farmland mountain or
okay.
something. It's
I
like a
didn't.
pure farmland.
I didn't realize that indicator from Mac Nuke that the extra houses was it's a large.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a pretty. I'd never noticed it too for the longest time. And somebody was like, houses indicate it's large. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that would be Nuke giving us the hint.
But
See, other map makers have used other indicators for large, but cool.
But look at what it's made. Like it's gotten Pangaea to do all this diplomacy against Naba. He's getting a 3v1 organized against Naba, and he's playing Pangaea.
Which is a Russian nation.
Right. Like how on earth would you I think it would be hard enough for Naba to hold off Pangaea. Let alone Pangaea plus one other player, let alone Pangaea plus two players.
Well, I don't know Naba well. I just remember I did a few episodes with balls on Naba, and man, it's got some dirty tricks in its arsenal.
Yeah, I remember Bowles doing the thing with the Malika expansion.
Yeah.
I don't think that's relevant against these White Centaur.
Well, I'm not suggesting that it's a viable solution here. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that Naba has some tricks. It's one of those. I would, from what I saw, it's a pretty complicated nation. I mean, frankly, Pangaea is a very simple nation.
Yeah. I mean, I think the issue though is like, what do you do as Naba against these White Centaur? My best guess is archery early, and then but flaming arrows isn't going to come online and help you. But like tons of archers, maybe. And that's not a great answer.
No, that's not a great answer. I mean, what's their protection until they get blessed? They're already starting at 9.
Yeah.
And 29 hit points. That's a lot of shots from a short bow.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, 9 protections
Never
not great.
too, of course. So
Right. They're a beast of a unit. There's no question about it.
yeah, it's and Naba does not get real sacreds. They get fake sacreds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They get these guys who have one attack, and they're just, especially against like berserk centaurs and stuff. They're an inferior unit.
Attack density is terrible. They're size 3 with 1 attack, so that's 2 per square. That's pretty brutal.
I mean, Naba is a good nation. Like they have astral, so you can do crazy astral things later. They have they have good stuff they can do. I just don't know what they do early against it.
I don't know. Well, hopefully his Diplo is as aggressive as size.
Yeah. So anyway, that's interesting. Let's see who's next. We've got Vanheim sending us a message. Got that lucky bump in Pythium. I don't know if you remember last episode they both bumped.
I don't think luck is appropriate. That wasn't lucky. That was planned.
Well, it was lucky. You remember Pythium hit first and lost their Retarius.
No, sorry, you're right. That was the luck.
Yeah.
The bump was appropriate. That was a sensible bump. I would have gone for that bump. But yes, he did really luck out in that Pythium lost the Retarius against the Independents.
Yeah. And he got and he brought all his cap. You remember we were not sure where he would move, and he brought his Vance from his cap because he was expecting a bump.
Yeah.
And then he not only did he get the bump, but the Retarius probably would have killed his Vans, or would have very likely
they would have chewed him up. Combination of nets and the Trident would have chewed him up.
Yeah.
But he did, yeah, that's right. He did the double move, so he
Yeah.
took advantage of his high map move.
Okay, so Pythium, so they agreed that Pythium got everything south of that province they bumped, which is not very much. It's a very unfavorable border for Pythium. But they've agreed to it. He's sending a scout down there to keep an eye on him. Should he do badly, he could end up being my first target. Gladiators with nets are not as good a counter to my Vans as one might think, since the nets have to hit first against very high defense.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I accept that.
But I'm pretty sure gold for gold, Retarius are going to trade exceptionally well.
Exactly. I'm not sure I agree with his analysis here.
Yeah.
One net that hits is a dead van.
Right. So, it's probably not the case that, if there are like 10 vans and like 30 gladiators, the 10 vans will probably kill the 30 gladiators. But that's like almost twice. That's probably more than twice as much gold of vans. If it's like 10 vans versus like 60 gladiators, they're going to get absolutely murdered, I think.
Well, and yeah, if I was Van, I'd be looking at not using his vans against the gladiators.
Yeah.
I'd be using dirty tricks like baiting. Bait them into a fight and let them go. Ah, shoot. Craig just dropped. But anyways.
So let's find out where here they are. So Vanheim.
Just an interruption, but we lost Craig. So.
Oh, okay.
We can pause here and edit, and I'll restart it if you want.
All right, I'll pause real quick.
So we can carry on.
All right. So we're back. We've got Craig, who's helping us record this better. Just a bot.
Yeah, and Craig's very cool. Anybody who wants to do these podcast style multi people things, this Craig bot's awesome. So just message me if you're interested.
Yeah, he lets you record different audios and different tracks so you can balance them later.
Exactly. So we're watching. Now, this is a really minimal army. What's it got here? 3 vans?
3, yeah. And it looks like they're doing the guard commander business.
Okay. And he's buffed. Why is he blessing so many times? That was goofy.
I kind of want to see what these guys look like with Blood Surge on. That's a pretty killy little lance. He must have some strength in his bless.
Very killy.
2 strength and then Blood Surge, yeah.
What's his def on those? 25 or 30 24. Or something insane. Ooh. Yeah, 24. So as long as he doesn't get swarmed, those are super lethal.
Yeah.
Look at you've got this turned way up for speed, but even then their combat speed is obscene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was classic. I mean, that wasn't a hard fight. It's just infantry.
What these guys really struggle against is archers, though.
Mm.
And again, back to this matchup, like gladiators in front, which you don't really want to trudge these guys into, and then like Peltas behind them, because Pythium does get these little velites.
Those are super cost effective.
Right. Or even just mass slingers, right? But like a lot of these guys with just a big javelin swarm.
Those velites with a tower shield, that's an excellent unit. That's a really excellent unit.
And I don't remember. I think he had poison resistance.
Did he get?
Yeah.
Yep. How much?
10.
Oh, that's more than adequate.
Yeah. So I was going to say he might be able to use Hydras, but no.
Wow.
So that's good for Vanheim. He's got 2 expansions out of that.
Yeah, he's in good shape. He's doing a bit of a spider.
Yeah,
spider expansion.
Yeah, he's
kind of grabbing choke points.
Yeah, he's got this one here. He's got some. This is going to be hard for Vanheim, though. A lot of archers. This is the kind of thing that a lot of nations wouldn't care about. For Vanheim, this sort of thing is scary, though.
Yeah, but he has the option of just, instead of recruiting vans, recruiting cheap junk.
Yeah, he'd probably have to mix it up. You don't want to send a few, even like 8 vans going into this is dicey. And Wolf Tribe are the other thing that will tear elves up because they've got 2 attacks and they've got
The double
archers.
dagger. Yeah, the double dagger. Yeah.
So these 2 are actually going to be tricky. It's going to be interesting to see how he breaks out this way.
But he should be able to rip those trolls to pieces. The forest trolls. That should be like a total joke. So then he could loop around, cut off.
Unless the trolls get super lucky. Yeah, you're right. But even there, he can't really. He'd have to go on like a very long loop.
Yeah, that's a long loop. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how he decides to play this. I mean, that farm north of him, that's pretty high value.
Yeah, it's tainted by being a mountain, but you're right. It still would be nice to get.
Yeah.
This one, oh nope, this is also not very high income. I saw it was a kelp forest, which normally means it's worth a lot, but maybe it's got boats, which I think means it's large. For some reason, it's not worth much. Okay, let's go to Jotunheim.
Yep.
Now I can see those Jade Amazons, or now that I can see those Jade Amazons, I'm regretting sending monkeys to the left. Starting Giant Militia can't take it if there's too many Jade or Maidens. Vanarus also wants Forest, so I hope I can make it. So I can only hope it takes time for their parties to get there. So Jotunheim is worried Vanarus is going to beat them to these forests.
Where are we looking at here?
Down
there we
here.
are. Oh, okay.
He wants this. Which
Jade Maidens are not a super easy troop to kill.
Right. And it looks like a lot of them. It's also not as valuable for these 2 nations. I think they both get water nature cross paths as part of their nation, just through Scrotty and I think Vanarus gets it too. But for both of them, it's another source of sacreds potentially too.
Yeah, Jade Maidens are not a bad sacred, although depends on if you really want to fort. Unless you fort there, you're not going to get enough to matter.
Right.
And
they can't fort, but they've got shamans over here too. A lot of good Indians.
I'd want the shaman.
Yeah.
That's what I'd want. Way ahead of going for the Jade Maidens, I'd want to be going for those shaman.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what he's doing over here.
Looks pretty generic.
So these are horse tribe.
So he's got a big run, and yeah, that went fine.
Yeah. Horse tribe can be a little tricky with small groups because they've got that lance that you'll have to pop, but no problem. And then they also had a double expand coming down south. Ooh, and elephants. First, Ulfhedden, the skin shifters.
Yeah, he's got a couple of elephants, but that shouldn't really be an issue for him.
You got to kill them real fast. They will trample your ass to death. Okay, they got him.
Yeah,
he lost some, though. I think he probably lost. Oh, no, there are 2 up here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, they're not even going to get him to transform. Is he afflicted? Battle fright?
That was a little on the painful side, but he did okay.
So that one that got the battle fright affliction actually did end up transforming.
Yeah, I see that.
So he lost some Veti.
Yeah, that's. I would be more concerned with afflictions on the Elfedens.
Yeah.
Than I would be with losing a few Veti. Which way do you think you'll go next?
Oh, he triple expanded.
Oh, nice.
He's got the Bandar band going up for
right. He bought those guys. Man, they're beasts.
This is probably going to put him at the top of the score graphs.
Yes. He got good value out of that Merc. It should be the turn he's got to rebuy them. This should be 3rd turn with them.
They are really solid.
And given that he really hasn't lost any, I would hope he rebuys them. We'll find out next.
Yeah, you get them half off, so.
Yeah, so pretty cheap.
And the sudden I can't remember what these are. Are they swordsmen?
Yeah, they're fairly generic, I think. They're okay. They're not one of the kick-ass mercs.
So he's got this, which is a very valuable farmland too. And it's
Nice.
between him and Zibalba. Very nice. We'll have to look at score graphs at the end. I think they may be at the top right now.
Yeah, he's doing well.
All right, a message from End. Second reason why I chose this bless is because of the mages. One is slave tanks, and
I
two
don't
is
know what he
smite.
means by slave tanks.
I'm not sure what he means.
Maybe
Either
he
like some kind of
means,
reverse communion or
well, a semi-reverse in that he's throwing communion slaves way up front just to soak damage, which I've done and is perfectly valid.
I can't remember all the details on his bless, but anyway, oh wait, so here
Well,
he's
we
gonna
know how communions work. We don't have to read an
yeah,
explanation of it.
yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, no, he's talking about exactly what I thought. Throw the slaves up front, buff the shit out of them, and they're almost impossible to kill. Somewhat true, depending on how many hit points your slaves have. It's not awesome with, say, yogis or human
Yeah.
hit point guys, but I think he's got his communion slaves are like higher than human hit point. Increased hit point plus basic resistances, ins, abbas, very good slave tanks. Yeah, yeah,
So he's
that's solid.
explaining he took blood as his smite path. The way it works for picking out which path is going to be your smite is it's the highest one your god has.
Right, right.
If your god has multiple things that are the same level, like highest level, it takes the one farthest to the left.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Still, smite is always good.
so he's saying this will make your smite do 20 damage with a guaranteed chest wound.
Oh,
A lot of things will do 20 damage if I recall. Some of them don't, but I think a lot of
most
them
of
do.
the smites are in that damage range, yeah. But a
Yeah.
chest wound, well, that's an elite giant killer.
I think the better one for end is death, because death will do 20 damage as well. It's a shorter range. I think it's 30 range.
Okay.
But it will have a chance to insta kill you.
Right.
And that's punishing.
But a chest wound, well, that's one of those weird ones. Do you remember back in Dominions 3, I think 3 only, where there was the death blast that caused afflictions? It was a fairly useless blast, but there were certain specific things it did really well. It totally trashed elite sacreds like Vans because you'd go afflict the hell out of them and then let them run home.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
So
that.
the idea of this is a little similar. The idea of throwing chest wounds on a whole pile of elite, expensive sacreds is very painful because then the guy's got a whole bunch of junk that he's paying huge upkeep for.
Yeah, but
that's a defensive strategy.
Yeah, I think one of the things you do because I've played End once now, and I learned a lot. I want to play them again, but one of the things I think you do is you make a lot of these holy three priests from basically temples you plant, and you get if you put a temple just randomly in a province, you get these holy three.
I gotta look them up. What's the cost of those? I'm gonna look them up.
I want to say they're 180 or something, or they're around there.
Okay, so for holy three, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
because you get them so early, you don't need any infrastructure. For your first war, you could have like 8 or 9 of them. And construction 2, I think. I can't remember exactly what it is. You can get Eyes of the Void.
Yeah.
And for your first war, you can have like 8 of these guys with Eyes of the Void on them. As just like an artillery.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty strong.
Well, the other thing about Smite is the fatigue cost is exceptionally low,
right,
for the damage it does.
Right.
I've been the target of Smite spam in the past. It's not very common. I haven't seen it in quite a while, but it can be quite devastating. I mean, 10 Smiters can chew the hell out of a squad of, say, elite giants or high cost sacreds.
Yeah, I think the other smite path to look for end is maybe astral because it's 100 range in perfect
Well,
precision.
yeah, that's always awesome.
The problem with astral is it's only 10 damage rather than 20.
Is the Viceroy Primates
Yeah.
165 gold, 12 hit points, size 2. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a solid unit.
I think that's a solid concept. Is smite spam?
Okay, so he scried 66 in preparation for move to 94.
Scried with what?
They have a site in their capital. They have two sites in their capital. One, they can train units like an Academy of War,
Okay.
and the second, an Astral Mage can scry.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a handy thing. I didn't know that.
Um, so okay, he's saying might be reaching out to the Water Nation if he's any good. Okay, he's the guy who won the last tournament. He's definitely good.
Hmm.
He won't have any naps. Will play opportunistically. The water player threatens my Western rival, so it might be logical for a 2v1. So this is dirty. I think it's almost embarrassing that he's confessing this to us. He's willing to 2v1 with the Water Nation.
Why is that embarrassing?
I mean, it's not great.
It's a
But
perfectly valid strategic choice.
oh, it is. But it
Who? I'm going to look up who's Pelagia again. I
he's gonna maybe ask. So he's saying, "Hey, Pelagia, you want to help me eat Satis?"
yeah, totally. Oh,
The
that's
danger, I
Argo.
think, letting Pelagia even start getting up here is they're going to want to get to these lakes. And once Pelagia gets in these lakes, there's not a ton of good land for end. So we'll see. But I don't know.
Well, I think that's why. Is it okay if we talk about this? And now that we know we're not going to be publishing for 30 turns, there's this whole thing about the anti-Pelagia coalition.
Yeah.
They're
We
all
should,
terrified of Pelagia. I
yeah,
mean,
it's the
that's
Coast
pretty
Guard.
obvious. Um,
I think they've entitled the group the Coast Guard.
yeah, exactly. And if I was in and I felt a little under pressure and was a little concerned, absolutely, I'd be going as Pelagia as my buddy.
I would, depending on who the neighbors are, I would preferentially look to have a non-aquatic nation. I don't know.
Well, it's
Maybe
a
it's
tough
fine.
call. Go back to his capital. Um, In's capital. Who? Okay, tough call. Tough call.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly valid. But there is a thing like keep underwater. Don't let them on land. But it is perfectly valid to.
And as someone who not frequently but somewhat commonly plays underwater nations, that is a very sensible piece of strategy because if I get a foothold on land, I'm going to make your life miserable.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah. Yeah. That's
usually I'm playing some variation of Rillier.
yeah.
So
They did get banned for the finals. So
yeah, I just love their theme.
all right, time to watch End Expansion. So the horse tribe are targeting the archers. I wonder how the AI works on that. I've always wondered if it was just because the archers don't have shields, and they're like that would be a better target.
I don't know.
And I don't know. There's some details in how this fight worked that were really favorable for N. The thing that you get smacked on when you fight horse tribe is if you run in and they're in like a lot of times they'll form like a big line of horse tribe. If you run straight into the line, you get in trouble. What you want to do is you want to hit a flank and work your way down the line. So a lot of times I'll do attack rear on the side, and that looks, I'm not sure if that's what he did, but that's the behavior they're doing. They're working their way down the line.
Sort of, yeah.
Exactly how you want to do it, and then they work their way down this line.
Yeah, well, there was two squads, so they made one run, and
Yeah.
then. But his archers were doing some hits.
Yeah, let's take a look at the kill count here. Well, they didn't get any kills, but I'm sure they did some damage.
Well, they were doing chip damage.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the thing with Horse Tribe is get them to run and you win.
Yep.
Well, like most independents, I mean, if you can get them to run, you're fine. See, now he should be able to take those trogs. Totally.
This is a very big party, though. 20 Horse Tribe is not a ton, so he must be doing this either expecting to bump or wanting to claim just like a very aggressive boundary over here.
I thought you said, though, those guys are super cheap.
Well, they're cheap, but he only has one expansion. So he's not double expanding, and he could have, for example, expanded into this, but instead he's decided he wants to have a really strong stack.
Yeah.
And this is overkill for this.
Probably. Yeah, but if he's doing a strong stack, I must say, only a single commander is a risky move.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like if you're going to do a doom stack early, at least put double commanders on so that they don't, if you get a accidental arrow,
you're
not chasing everybody all over the place.
Okay, and here we can see he has dropped his first temple.
Okay. So now he can start making those.
Yeah, you're right. And he's going to start getting those guys. The other thing about these priests you get is they can summon heathens. And the heathens cost upkeep and generate unrest, so they're not free, but they typically have like a ranged attack, like a javelin, and then some of them are like the Horse Tribe archer-esque. So they all cause unrest and they all cost a bit of upkeep, but you can get kind of a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
The way I think about them is I don't think about them like free spawn, because they're not free and you don't want to just sit there and make them. But if you have like 2 or 3 turns to prepare for war and you've got a lot of these Holy Three sitting around, you can make a pretty big number of them to support your main army.
So that's quite different than, say, Mictlan slaves, which are basically just siege and patrol chaff.
Right.
These are actually viable combat units, but you don't want to leave them at home.
Right, exactly.
You want to send them out working.
Exactly. So and one of the things Inn can do pretty well is they have fire access, so they can do flaming arrows pretty well.
Okay.
And 200 of those guys with the javelins and there's a fair amount of archers you get in there too, with flaming arrows kind of early is pretty oppressive.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who you're fighting, but.
Okay.
Okay, well that's it for End. Pelagia, Kelp Fortress is the most common fort creating site, and on the 3rd attempt I got a nature random to search for them. Next order build scouts. So he's been rolling nature randoms to go look for kelp forts.
Oh, he's trying to get free forts. Okay.
Yeah.
Very solid.
And he expands down here.
His expansion is nothing amazing.
No.
Well, that's classic. Yeah, that's very generic.
Yeah.
Well done. Done just fine.
Loses these militia, which you have shed no tears about any militia that have died.
No.
And we can see he's getting a bunch of wave warriors. And what's interesting is he's not even getting. He really prefers these wave warriors over over even his sacred infantry.
Really?
They're a solid troop, right? The 19 damage spear, decent protection. Compared to these guys, same protection, attack 12, defense 13, less damage. They have a shield, though. These wave warriors do not.
But, yeah.
I'm not sure. I think I prefer these guys.
I think I do too, but a tricky call. Tricky call.
Yeah.
I guess it depends what he's trying to accomplish, and we don't really know that.
Right. So things are going fine. He has yet to make a claim on land. I don't know if he's going to try to snipe something, or he'll just start getting on land as he gets beckoned into a war by a nation like End.
But I have to say, I think his expansion party is twice as big as it needs to be. I think he could split that in half. Well, not quite, but
Not quite.
4 Knights of the Deep should do the job on attack rear, and then buy a huge amount of garbage, just plain old junk for the
Yeah.
front
Well,
line.
he's starting to get some. I see some Turtle Tribe Tritons he's getting. So he's starting to recruit some garbage.
Oh, that's good. But Turtle Tribe are not garbage.
Okay. I take it back.
No, Turtle Tribe are solid. They have a spear and a shield, and I think they're protection 7.
Yeah.
And they're amphibious. Turtle Tribe are
They're
quite
they're a little chaffy. They're a little chaffy. But
well.
yeah,
They're not
they're not
amazing.
garbage. Okay, so that's Pelagia. We've done all the people who sent messages in, and that's how we're going to do it. So people who send messages, we go first, and then we'll go do
We
the
should tell
columns.
them that. We should post that saying if you send messages, you'll get a priority in the casting.
Yeah, we should mention that. I don't think I said that to them.
What?
Galaxy Brain Caster Titan expansion. I love it. Can't get enough. One thing I'm not sure, did he expand last turn? I think he did, but I wonder
Oh
if he.
yeah. No, because we watched him, and this one is not going well.
Well, he just lost some of these City Guard.
Okay. No, he got it. He got it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care if the Scorpions die because they're freebies.
Yeah.
That went fine.
It went just fine. Just fine.
We were totally going, what
searching.
the heck is he going to do? But that went fine.
So he's very small. I'm pretty sure he's the smallest. We'll pop it up. He's the smallest player.
Well, that was the talk, but they're on turn 10 in the Coast Guard, and they're talking about like Satis is very small.
Yeah, but he's making Marshmasters, and Marshmasters are expensive. And if you do, if you do Elite Warriors, which is what it's the podium, the stool that I've been standing on.
I know
for a year. You don't have money to do Marshmasters.
Can you check his stats on research?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Look at that.
Number 1 in research by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not from his pretender researching, which a lot of these are. This is organic.
Exactly.
High cost mages he's producing.
Exactly.
So this is what I mean. Like, this looks super weird. But Coconut has a plan. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's good, but he has a plan.
Yeah, because every one of those bloody Marshmasters is a battle mage.
Yeah,
they are
good
top-notch battle mage.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think somebody's going to look at it and be like, this is the smallest player. We're going to eat him. It's free food. And they're not going to realize he's twice their tech.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got this god. I can't for the life of me figure out air, fire, death. So enchantment 4, he can potentially twice-born him. Just from enchantment 4. Twice-born,
I don't
Cloud
think
Trapeze,
does
Fire Shield.
Twice-born work on a pretender?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice-born, so yeah.
Well,
Cloud Trapeze, Fire Shield, put some gear on.
4/4/4, so he can Pyre, Mistform, Skelly Legion, but as a support mage, that is a beast.
Yeah. Trying to see what else here he can do in 5. I think he runs to 5 because this is also going to make his Marshmasters come online. And this is going to allow him to pick off small parties if he has construction too with Cloud Trapeze.
He can quite easily make a skull staff and then build what's it called, the helmet, the death 5 helmet.
Yeah.
So that's a excellent diversity option.
And this guy I think is 4 in each of them.
4/4/4.
So yeah. Now once he gets to, I think after he gets enchantment 5, he rushes alteration. And I think at that point he's going to pick up invulnerability, soul vortex.
Exactly. But he also has, if he gets his second fort up, he's got shaman. So then he's got communions.
Right. I am very intrigued. This does not look like it's going well for Satis. I do not think it's going well. I'm
It
not. There's
does
not a vote
not.
of confidence.
It
I am
does
just
not.
extremely intrigued. This is
Yeah,
so off meta.
it's a very slow expansion, but it's a cheap expansion, and that's sometimes very valid.
Yeah.
If you can expand, see, people go on about this. Oh, I gotta get 20 provinces by turn 12. Yeah, eh, okay, except that vet players are going to look at that and go, well, you're who we kill.
Yeah. Well, it depends. You don't want to be too small either, because sometimes people look at a
No,
small nation, they're going to think it's easy.
yeah, too small's not good. Too big's not good.
Yeah.
It's a tricky play.
I think there is no way anybody kills Satis before they get enchant 5 with this build, though. Like, impossible.
Yeah, he should be at enchant 4 already.
Yeah. Interesting. Ohm, we haven't talked to Ohm yet. Let's see what they've got. So
Oh,
they've got
he bought
these
the
are the flails you were saying you like a lot. The two-handed flails. These are the cheap ones, the low resource ones with only 19 armor.
yeah, but he bought the mercs.
Right. And garbage mercs.
They're pretty bad. They'd be better off to take a pond.
Yeah, I guess that's where he
That's
sends them next.
oh,
Maybe.
maybe that's his plan. Take the pond. That's good.
The turtle tribe are no pushovers exactly. As far as
Yeah, I
I'm
don't think those mercs are going to take that pond. And
It's
those the wet one mercs are pretty bad.
they're pretty bad. If it's a cave pond, you got a better shot. But this is his original expansion party. Probably going to keep crushing.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
He's got a bleeding wound on one of these guys, so he might lose one or two here. Oh, crossbows. They don't like crossbows.
Yeah, but he did fine.
He did fine. And
Oh,
so far, no sign from Bandar Log in this direction. So he's got the favorable border with Bandar Log. Probably going to have a favorable border with the Garth, that's looking like. Pangaea, he's not really going up here to contest this horse tribe, which is the boundary province.
right.
And then Satis is expanding super slow, so it's very likely, and Ulm wants these shamans so bad. Oh my god, he doesn't know they're here yet, but getting reliable astral in nature with Ulm is huge.
Yes. Can you move a little to the west?
Yeah.
Oh, well, anyways, what the heck is Bandar doing?
I'm glad you asked. Let's find out. So they have switched. They have heard you, Maryland, and they have switched to Tiger only.
Well, if you're gonna do elephants, fine, but do it. Don't fiddle.
Yeah.
That was a odd setup.
What would you do?
Well, I'm not sure. I gotta look at that again. So he's got a handful of Marcata.
Yeah.
Why the hell they're way in the back, I don't know. You might as well throw them way, way far forward and let them soak the they're gonna die. You know that.
Don't tell them, but yeah.
Well, I don't think Bandars. Are those white ones?
Mm, uh, no, they're Vanarus
Oh,
swordsmen.
Vanera. Oh, okay. Odd.
And it looks like he's got two commanders, which honestly I think is good. It's so
Mhm.
easy with Bandar Log to lose one of your
No,
priests.
that's very sensible. Um, so I'd have had the Vanara infantry. I'd have put them on guard commander on the priest
Yeah.
because losing that priest makes this expansion party garbage.
Yeah.
And can you once more?
Okay.
Um, he's got two squads of tigers. But if you're going to use two squads of tigers, do something different with both squads. and both his squads are 4, which is below the. There's that
I
penalty.
think he's merging armies here too as part of it.
Oh, okay.
It looks like he's got them each in a squad of at least 5. He's recruited these guys, and they are actually part of the squads of the Tigers.
Oh, okay.
And that is a way to keep them from hitting that morale threshold.
Right. You're right. I would definitely have put the Marcata way far forward. You know they're going to die. You know they're going to run away. So, soak damage. Otherwise, this is solid.
Yeah. And he's got these decay weapons. Magic weapons. You know what I will say? You don't really want your first word, if you're using sacreds, to be into a nation with decay weapons. I don't know if you know what it really means. It's like, these guys would have to hit them for it to work. Ohm doesn't care. Micklin wouldn't care.
But Bandar's not in great shape. I mean,
No.
He's been squeezed really hard.
He lost the party, I believe, up here. Or I can't remember how it worked exactly. I know he lost a party. I can't remember where it was going.
Well, he had that one with the single elephant.
Yeah.
Which was an odd thing.
Yeah. But that was probably last episode, and I've already forgotten about it since it's been a few days since we recorded. But I know he lost one, and maybe the commander got sniped or something. I can't even remember. But
I'm not sure.
But losing your starting army doesn't really matter. It's more losing the elephants and the tigers in there.
Well, like I said, with the starting army for monkeys being such garbage, I split it up into 2 to 4 little bits of, just bait.
Yeah.
Because it can't kill
anything.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst starting army in the game. And if there were a buff they would do to
it has been for
it would be so nice if all the monkey nations
had
a little better starting army.
Yeah. That's been the case for ages.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting. I'm very skeptical about how this is. Okay, but these guys actually held the line pretty damn good.
Well, those slingers with shields are not easy to kill.
These guys are these, yeah. I mean, 9 protection, 12 defense with the shield. They got a few slingshots off at the beginning.
Yeah,
I kind of want to watch that again. This was way better than I thought it would.
They do fine.
Because this is like 50 or 45 infantry.
But they're really cheap.
Okay, they did one volley and they did about 15 damage. They do a second volley because they're on hold and attack.
A little bit of
chip damage. And then probably do another 15 damage. And then they charge in.
Yeah. And then
he's got the armored ones on the front. Combat speed 12, combat speed 11.
And then the Jags come. Chop, chop, chop with the obsidian swords.
And there goes Charged Body and deletes. Charged Body is good against heavy infantry.
I don't know. Quick and dirty, that was a fine.
I mean, this 50 guys, and most of what this guy brought was crappy warriors. Exactly. This was way better than I thought it would.
Yeah, he did fine.
That was super clean. So good job to Micklin there. Okay, here it's coming out, boys. Eagle Warrior Charged Body expansion. Let's see it. Hold and attack rear. We've got to assume.
It's all about can he snipe? Because if he fails to snipe the leaders, he's going to lose.
But why hasn't this guy taken off?
I don't know.
I wonder if he's in a line formation on attack closest, hold and attack closest, because I think that might prevent him from flying. Oh no, he took off.
No, fight's over. He got
one commander.
There was a lot of luck involved there. Those eagles might not have got the commanders.
And now he's got a. This is the thing that's always a little weird, is you still have to kill him after they run. They're doing pretty good though.
Mm-hmm. That was a risky move. That was a
2
risky
defense,
move.
4 strength.
But all that was required to make that fail was that a single one of those militia got back to that priest.
That's the truth.
I would have at least I would have chosen to have 5 of his fairly junky, cheap guys on guard commander on that priest.
Yeah.
It's just safer. This move worked, and he was lucky. I think he was quite lucky.
Well, okay, he's got another big group of Jaguar warriors and warriors, and he's got these guys. So he might have this guy do like an easy expansion, try to get this, or he might send them and combine and try to take something like this out.
Well, if he goes there to that waste, if he scouted at all, he can see that he's going to have to deal with Pan.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a challenge.
I don't know how urgently Pangaea wants this waste.
Well, it's mostly junk.
Yeah.
Good for gems.
And then this army's kind of stuck. I don't think there's any way it can fight that. Heavy Cav, hell no. Heavy Cav would melt this. So it's probably going to be a weird, awkward couple of turns for Micklin. This is not easy expansion, especially for this Ballet. I mean, expansion with Micklin in most stages is tricky. And with the Bless like this, I think it's even more tricky. So, okay, we've covered Jotunheim. They triple expanded. Vanarus, I don't think we covered Vanarus.
No, not yet.
I think they're only doing 1 expansion, and they've got these hunters or herdmen, I can't remember. Huskarls in the front. And they're going to do a javelin, and then they've got the Oathbound behind, and they've got the skin shifters in the rear.
And looks like his blast kind of missed.
Did he? I don't even remember what it was. Oh yeah, an elf bless.
Solid.
An elf thug bless. I don't think he lost much. I think those skin shifters, unless they die, which is possible up here. Yeah, okay, he's going to lose one. Oh, come on. He doesn't lose a single bear? Okay, he lost 1 bear.
Oh, he did?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But pretty clean. 46 dudes, loses 2 guys. I think that was his only expansion.
Looks like it.
So he's already basically pinned in down here from the bottom. He's got a lot of room to his north where Bandar hasn't started expanding yet. And Pythium has been a little bit struggling ever since that unfortunate bump with Vanheim.
Well,
so he's got room over here maybe too.
Yeah, like Pythium made a bet, which was I'll get the best value out of single-use guys.
Right.
That's a hard bet. It's a tricky bet.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay, so that's Vanarus. We've done Bandar Log. We've done Micklin. Means we go over a column. Let's go over to Ashdod here. We've not done Ashdod.
No. Well, he's got Divine Bless. Well, son of a gun.
And there's a lot of Anakites. This is probably overkill. These Anakites probably don't need help from anybody else. I don't know.
Oh,
these are not Hellbless Anakites. I have to keep reminding myself.
Yeah, but even so.
I mean, they're still good units, so. A little overkill. and that was his only expansion. He's got mostly Anakites here and a couple Raphite sages, so probably we'll have another expansion party coming out soon.
I would think so.
He's got this, which seems like the logical expansion path for him here, because these heavy cav are going to be hard.
Well,
then-
and does he want? How good's that province he just took? It's pretty. Oh, that's good province.
I would
No,
think it would because it's a farmland,
no.
but for some reason it's only 5,000 population. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's not very awesome.
A Windspire over here. This is a really nice province.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Yeah. Well, they should be able to tell it's high income, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's got somebody's dominion in it. I'm not sure whose. Is this Naba's?
Must be.
Power, unlimited power? Whose god is that? Ashdod. Yeah, so Ashdod can see the income and stuff in it from his dominion.
Okay.
Okay, and Zibalba, your favorite Battletoads.
So how's his toad life doing? Life is a toad.
Toad life, dude. He's doing exactly what we thought he was going to do. He's like, look, when you're going to expand with Muke, you need like 60 of them. And he's got them in multiple lines, so they're not quite as bunched for the arrow fire. Here he's going after.
No, well done. Well done.
Yeah. And he's going after Bone Tribe
Bone
here.
Tribe. And Bone
You know
Tribe.
what's embarrassing, Maryland? I did not know.
What?
I did not know these Bone Tribe shamans. I didn't know. I thought it was like rare that they got a random. They death and they always get a random for earth or air or something.
Yeah,
it's crazy good.
They're a beast.
It's like a ticket to the air death cross path for everybody.
Well, I mentioned to you that I lost my white bull charging into Bone Tribe blindly.
Oh yeah.
Dumb as a post.
Well, you did it blind too, right?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, you know what we should look at? Let's watch this one more time. I want to see these dart throwers.
That was the thing.
Right here. These are the dart throwers.
Well, and normally I tend to ignore them.
Dart range.
They don't throw.
He's just attacking with them.
Okay, that
happens now, right? Like they are stone dagger.
No, exactly. So if you're not going to throw the dart,
the militia significantly cheaper. The morale is 8. What's the morale on this guy? 10. So the other guy has 10 morale. This guy's 2 lower morale. 11 attack on the dagger versus 8 for this. So 3 lower attack and 1 lower defense.
Bad. That's pretty bad.
These are better in melee than these guys by a lot.
But at least.
But the warrior we can compare. 4 resources versus 3 for the warrior, so cheaper. 1 more damage, 2 better defense, and has a shield.
Yeah. So
I think I like this.
So if you're gonna buy the darts, throw your darts.
Yeah.
Isn't that's what we're coming to?
Yeah. That's what I would think. I don't know. I mean, it could be.
But it was only 9.
Yeah. But these guys, I don't think threw darts either. Okay.
No, I didn't see
I
any
put on
darts.
the captain's hat.
No, he didn't throw any darts.
Huh.
I think that's a mistake.
I think that was a mistake too. I think he meant to, and then he didn't.
Maybe not. Oh,
Oh, we missed this battle from Pythium.
Oh my God. Well,
What is it
that's not
thinking?
going to go well.
Okay.
Good grief.
This commander, Iglarius, is under the hard narcotics. This is
Yeah, no, that was not going to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're just smoking on the reefer or something, you're not gonna come. You're not gonna make decisions this bad. You need to be on
Yeah.
heavier stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I will say, this could have looked to him like 10 PD. Like, I mean, it could have looked like a province with just 10 guys in it. And he could have thought, okay, well, it's going to be like 6 infantry and like 2 heavy cav.
Yeah, I
And
suppose,
maybe.
but that's pushing.
Yeah.
That's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zibalba pinging this. He wants to see, oh, somebody has done assassin expansion.
Why did we not see the assassin?
That's one of the things is we can't see assassins. I've asked people if they're doing a ton of assassins to kind of just tell us.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because we don't see it.
Ah, bummer. That's too bad.
So nice. I dig.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Well, he's got a forest, so he should be pumping out batabs. If I was him, I'd be making a batab every
Yeah.
turn. They are very excellent unit. 40 gold for a scout is high, but they're also a commander.
Yeah. Well, he's got the hard decisions to make because on one hand, he wants to kind of go get some favorable borders elsewhere. Means taking this army and going somewhere else. On the other hand, this is a very hard province to take.
Yeah, but it's Zibalba. What he wants is forests.
Well, what I want is 250 gold a turn.
Hmm.
But
But he
yeah, you're right.
doesn't
He
go
wants
that.
forests.
No, but he wants forest first because
Yeah.
forest lets him pump out. See, for Zib, a mix of the toads with some bats would be very powerful. Uh, if I was Zib right now I'm kind of speculating and I'm doing theory crafting, but I'd be using a mix of his toads with a mix of hold attack rear on some
Yeah.
cheapo bats.
That's kind of what I've heard you want to do a lot with. You can
Well,
either do
cheapo,
all toad or you do a mix like that. And it
I'd be
tends
doing a mix because if it works, you're going to snipe a couple commanders and fight's over. If it
yeah.
fails, okay, the bats run away. Big whoopee. You still got the toads to hold your line.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
And every
But he's still
forest,
got to make decisions about, I think he still does like this is some of the most valuable connected provinces on the whole map right here. These
yeah, they're
two.
pretty nice. They're pretty nice.
But you're right. Maybe he sends this party south, fights these barbs and gets this forest.
Well, you know, yeah, I would be doing that. He's a little. What's his scales?
Uh not they're pretty close to neutral actually. He's got a
Mhm.
little bit of order, a little bit of productivity, a little bit of
So
misfortune. And
cheapo
cold.
bats, cheapo zots could.
What?
What's that?
Did he get an event here? How does he have cold as Zibalba? They're cold blooded.
I don't know.
No, tell me it ain't so.
That would not be good.
You don't take cold as a cold blooded nation.
Well, check his other provinces.
This is
Oh
heat,
no, he's heat.
but it's
He wants,
summer. It's late summer, so everything's getting a one heat scale. So right now there's neutral. It's just his temperature scales haven't spread.
but why is this cap cold? That is very odd.
Well,
Hmm.
we'll find out. I mean, cold is oppressive for cold blooded. It's
Oh
super.
yes. Oh yes.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to say, thank you. May I have another? All
Ouch.
right. God, Pythium had such a great start. They had that double expand that worked. It was
Yeah.
like really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But then
And
he
things are
bumped.
just in the shitter for them now.
Then he bumped Van.
He bumped Van. That was the beginning and the end. Lost that bump with that unluckiness. Now he has, and because he was doing this thing where he was doing Retarius expansion, which I thought was clever for getting the first goal.
Yeah, but it's a high risk, high reward strategy.
Yeah.
Goes bad, you're fucked.
And you want, I think Retarius in my mind are best as a supplement to your additional army. For like, if you have a bump by accident, they'll be there. Or you can use them strategically for killing heavy cab, which your infantry struggle against.
God, they're expensive. I mean, for a one-turn fight, yeah, that's painful.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. I'm not a fan of that methodology.
Well, we see it catching up with him here because he doesn't have
It's
any
like
armies. He has no armies. He has what's in his capital, and that's it.
it's like Africa in 42, using Italians.
Yeah. They show up for battle of peace. Out.
Run away.
Okay. Vanheim, we've
And
covered
they
them
are
already.
Italians. So there you go.
Ashdod we've covered.
I think we
Naba we have not.
I thought we did.
Did
Oh
we?
no. Well, we talked about his neighbors.
Right. So Naba has expanded well, and they have gotten themselves. It'd be interesting to see what Naba says, and if they're getting any sense of Sai conspiring against them.
But he's still got those mercs, those longbow mercs are doing well for him. I mean,
Yeah, he's expanding pretty well.
not bad.
Just using these Adite infantry with these javelins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are solid troops.
Mm-hmm.
There's javelins, man. Oh my god.
Well, they're javelins like that hit like stones.
Yeah. That was pretty clean.
A lot of players underrate javelins.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh. Did he get
javelins
the
are
Marcata?
slow.
Oh, he did get the Marcata.
What did he buy?
He got the Marcata Merc. So he's probably going to hit these two. These are very good provinces to take with Marcata backup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can chew up barbarians with a whole pile of junk.
Now he's in an interesting spot because he has this strong expansion party, which he can use to continue expanding. But he has to be worried about Pangaea knifing this super nice province, which he almost certainly is going to be building a fort in.
Well,
Or
but
once it
he
starts,
didn't.
it's going
He
to.
didn't talk to us, but Sai did, and Sai had all kinds of complicated diplomacy there.
Right.
So,
All right. So Uruk, who we haven't looked at yet. Oh my God, we're over an hour already. I didn't notice.
well, we've been laughing and chortling. So there's that crazy thing. Look at that. Look at that goofy chariot.
It gives
Look at
zero
that
fucks. It's just
Look at that goofy thing.
yeah,
That's
it's
hilarious.
yeah. Backed up by Iron Warriors. Expansion of champions.
Isn't that funny? We were last session. He was making more of those. We looked at his cap. See, he's got
Yeah.
2 more. What? But he didn't send them out.
Didn't send them out yet.
Hmm.
We'll have to see.
Because that single one has been chewing up everything.
Yeah.
Making them all run away. And so why not send out the other 2?
I can't remember if he's lost any yet. I feel like didn't he lose one? I can't remember.
The Mashushu? No.
Okay. He's gonna
No.
lose some.
That guy has lost.
I've seen when all the turns come out, I look at them just because I have to do my own turn, and so sometimes I see things and I can't remember when it happened. But
that Mashushu, the driver has died twice,
Yes.
at least twice, and the damn thing just keeps coming back,
Keeps coming back. It is a good unit.
which is hilarious. And it's
Can you
got
imagine
fear.
putting like ethereal on it or something?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
It's like a
the
mega elephant.
Uber elephant.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
An elephant with fear?
Watch that fight again. I mean, look at that crazy thing. It just goes charging in the front.
These guys, they're giving like 3 or 4 fucks. This guy, he gives none.
Yeah.
Oh, enemy army coming. That's it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm just going for the. That's hilarious. Look at that thing.
Crossbows, those are pretty good against our guys. We don't have great or like shields or whatever.
That thing's hilarious. Yeah, see, like 2 of those. I'd be doing 2 of those a party.
Oh,
A party with 2 of those would chew up almost everything. I think he's wasting some of his potential.
yeah, that's hilarious. Well,
That's
he's
pretty
charged
fun.
up. He's ready to go. We'll see what he does next turn.
That'll be fun.
Oh, Gartho. We haven't done a Gartho, and I think that's our.
Okay. Okay. Well, 2, 3 expansions. Okay.
A little risky here. Okay, he's got a guy on guard command this time.
Okay. He at least had the sense this time to leave 1 on guard commander. Because if you remember last session, we were talking about how, he put too much risk on the shard guard, which are slow as molasses. And if somebody gets behind them, you're done.
Yeah, it's very brutal.
Frankly, he should have split his starting army. Again, another one of those cases is split your starting army, save some for expansion party 2.
Yeah, I
Use
think that's a
them
really good point.
as commander defense, except that they're not going to kill. You've got your killer guys. He's got his shard guards. They're going to kill anything he meets, but you got to keep that commander alive.
Yeah, and maybe, I think like the light infantry, they're your commander guards.
Well,
these guys, I think, are there to bulk up your shard guard squad, so to keep them above the 5 threshold and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, totally. But he could have split them into 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a thing that I try to do a lot is if you've got a junky start army, use it as bait and chaff and commander guards and various and sundry things, and use your expensive guys to do the killing.
Yeah, wise words from a wise man. Thank you so much for joining me this time, Maryland, and thank you all for watching.
Absolutely. That was a pretty fun session.
Yeah. Hope you all had fun watching, like we had fun recording it. So see you all next time.